Alright, we're back, and now to continue the story. Oh, I figured out I was an idiot. So, we got this, currency. We got this Allergen Tome thing, currency. And I was here thinking that they only were in the main city. So I thought the max I could get was item level 130. I was wrong. I just looked at Ishgard and I found one here. I was like, huh, there's one here, and I checked it because I wanted to empty out some of my points so that I could collect more. Only to find out that that they have 270 gear here in Ishgard. So apparently, for knowledge of the future, there are some in every zone, I'm assuming. So, that's what I have to deal with. Lord Commander is within. Pray proceed, sir.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
Privacy?
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order, but such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
Yeah.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused.
Welcome to
For
politics.
their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
Restfilger. No, I mean...
We wish to
Nidhogg.
treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Ah.
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir, then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? Thank you, my friends.
Me amigos, me pals, me
Lucia,
chums.
I leave the rest to you.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens.
I don't know about you, but the stars are pretty far away from the Earth.
Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength.
Nidhogg.
Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
Didn't we drain his eyes in order to kill the Archbishop? So is he really at full power? Oh, I know little of the lands the dragons called home. This annexed Turn has not agreed to escort me. The coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect. Oh, had you not agreed to. I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it. Yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? But ere we set forth, Zemroth, and I must needs inform our comrade of our plans. Very well, I shall see to my preparations. Then let us go and bid farewell to Tatru, Zemroth. Tataru. There's a few people on. Whee! So, what is this your secret meeting about? I'm all ears. A diplomatic mission to Onyx Turn, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Littlefinir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Yasholda in Idleyshire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just so happens to be... Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Yasholda, but if we cannot, pass on our regards. Let's be off, Semroth. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough. 1 second. I kept getting pop-ups from Discord and it was distracting me, so I needed to turn it off. I didn't know how to turn it off in the app, so I just had to close Discord. You're ready then. Good, so am I. Hot chocolate. Oh, I want hot chocolate. The path is long, but known to us. From Falcon's Nest we shall cross the western highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Dravenian forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's Skywatcher. Gotta go fast. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure in other Final Fantasy games, Chocobos can't fly. Why can they in this game? Oh, I don't have flying here yet? I thought I would have had it. Where do I have to go? Well, I guess I have to use this anyway. Well, rip. I could have sworn I got all of these. There must be quests that I'm missing then. Whoa. That's interesting. I always imagined the first time I set foot upon Dravenian soil would be at the head of an army, and here I am ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though if I was who first proposed recruiting Giseli to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with a blood of innocence on her hands, men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledges her misdeeds and agrees to join us in a common cause at our side. She fought in the service of the greater good, even unto her dying breath. And while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Althanod, yet you can say what might come to Yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course, we must press on to annex tribe. If you will follow me. Just making me wasting teleports at this point. Why do we have to make so many stops on the way? Where the frig are they? Are they upstairs? Wrong way. It seems kind of weird using the Great Midgard Somer as a mount, but hey, what can you do? It is what it is. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Yistu. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive this unannounced visit, Vito Finir. May I present to you Lusa, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vito Finir. I've come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, Knight. For 1,000 years, Mandragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war. But now we know the truth that King Thorian and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the Great Worm Ratoskar, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal the truth, a truth which was the last laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon and Yisrael. Alas, the deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept this truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Yisrael once did, and we must make that dream a reality as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vonir, join hands with us in friendship once more before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, Knight. However, I cannot give you mine answer. May I ask why? The matter concerns my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years of war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Fear not, Knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak to some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fear to me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Charlien. We hope to welcome a scholar who's agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is swift and uneventful, as ours was. We thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no greater matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alpinid. I only hope the fates are not. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. I mean, when you take the fact that this is an MMO, or actually it's a game in general, and millions of people have played it, I think he's made this journey far more than 1,000 times. So it would seem that we have to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thanacrid. I can only assume she is privy to some of the new investigation technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous. Why am I tripping all over my tongue today? With Yasholda in Idleshire. You know, whatchamacallit, I bet it's that one friend that they were talking about, the one that survived the scholar island disappearing or whatever, the one that was unconscious. Minfilia told you about her. I bet that's her. I bet that's the scholar I need to talk. Ah, Zambroth, 'tis good to see you again. I confess, I had assumed your business in Annex Troon would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Amric's proposal with Hresvelger, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlian guest? Has she arrived yet? She has. But when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside the front bridge. We should be on our way. I don't know why it makes you wait like this. I mean... Oh, never... Oh wait, no. Is that the friend I'm talking about?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
He speaks similar to Minfilia, so maybe.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Charlian motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, sir.
You know, I can't help but think, what happens if you made your character look like the sleaziest, most scumbag person ever? And they say the same phrase.
And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieur himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
Yeah.
We, Miss Kryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryl.
I couldn't pause it in time, I guess.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
Look at this. Her face is all normal and everything like that. I don't know if you guys can see this, but her nose is pixelated for some reason. It's like everything else is like really well detailed, but the nose is you can see the pixels on the nose for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys can see that in the stream, but I just thought it was an interesting little thing.
Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
Yeah. Oh, it's all the way down there. And I don't have flying. Oh joy. I think in my next off time, now that I've gotten all the, whatchamacallit, all the main story things where I can fly in this area again, I should do the side quests that open up the zones for flight. I think I've gotten all the... Yeah, I think I've gotten all the currents in every zone. I just need to get the ones from the quests. I think I'll do that when I'm not streaming. Can you imagine if this was like real life and these were the size of like caterpillars in real life? Like you go outside and walk and you see monsters of this size. Insects the size of cars. Or like actual, or lizards that breathe fire, or you know, can you imagine if that was our real life? I bet you no one would ever go outside. Unless of course the bugs came inside. Oh, I did some editing with the volume of the video and my mic. If you guys think it's bad, then just tell me. If you think it's good, then great. Because I was watching one of my videos earlier and I noticed that the in-game dialogue was like super quiet, yet my voice was incredibly loud. So I tried to edit it a bit. You did say that we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Moya meeting us on the way or something? Oh, thanks for following. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content. I have heard many stories of Master Matoya. Some quite flatteringly, others less so. Rest assured, they are all true. This way and have care where you tread.
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Yeah.
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. I want to say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Oh, so she has the blessing.
Kryl, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do.
Of course I do.
Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
So she was a friend.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the science of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
What's with this game and eyes? Magical eyes.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
It looks like a bowling ball.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya.
I'm a little confused.
Then let us begin.
I'm a little confused. So, she gives a crystal to each of the people she gives the echo to. And looking at this, it's not a crystal like within your soul like I thought the one you had was. It's an actual physical item. Where's my crystal? In fact, where's Minfilia's crystal? Where's this girl's crystal? Where are these crystals? Are they maybe in fact inside you and they just appear when you die or something? In that case, if this crystal's inside me, I got 6 of them, at least. Why do I have more than one when everyone else supposedly gets one? I don't know. I just have questions here.
From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock.
Oh!
I think.
Okay.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Can you imagine being teleported by someone and then you find yourself, like, inside a rock or something like that and you're like, frig. Well then, I was hoping that I'd be able to breathe, but you know, or maybe you just completely stop exist or are dead if you get teleported inside of a rock, because two bodies of matter can't occupy the same space, so something's gotta disappear. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out the signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiances. Yet, even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeathers doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Mercenaries and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kryl. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for this very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory? A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. Ain't that convenient? No longer remember, or no longer want to recall? I propose we split into 2 pairs. Yasholta and I will inquire the outlying encampments, while Zemroth and Kyle question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Loth Astvaneth and share our findings. I assume there are no objections. Let us be about it. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. There it is. That's why. Yeah, but then they disappear, don't they? Or do they just get sucked into your soul? I don't know. But those are crystals that you got that were given to someone else, so you're collecting their crystals. What was the crystal that was given to you when you were given the Echo? Because apparently when you're given the Echo, you're given the crystal. So what I want to know is, where's the crystal that was given to you initially? Anyways, we had best get started. Find me when you are finished making your rounds. Hey. Yeah. Well, in the cutscene they said she gives a crystal to anyone who she gives her gifts to. Maybe the potency of the crystal is different depending on how important you are. I don't know. I'm just wondering what the crystal you got was, or Minfilia. I mean, we saw the crystal that. Oh, it does. Okay. We know Iceheart's crystal. She had it, and she used it when she became Shiva for the last time. Didn't really think about it back then, but after hearing that cutscene, it makes sense. Searching for a friend of yours. Let us have a look then. No, ain't seen him around, sorry. What has he got there? A sketch? Can't say I know the phase. Yet he's something of a warrior? More like a rogue. I heard tale the other day about a Hyrian vagabond who bought down a Bandersnatch by himself and with style. Okay. Why do they tell it he was dancing? It was the beast with the beast like it was in the belly of his bleeding. Like it was the bell of the bleeding ball. Sounds like your man? Well, I mean, last I heard he took an arrow to the knee, so he's probably done dancing. A Hyrian man, we're not exactly rare. You know, could you be more specific? I did say this one bloke I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. Last time I saw him, he was using daggers, so might not be him. But who knows, maybe he lost his daggers and had to get an axe. Finish? In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. You're gonna make me go all the way over there, are ya? I get all the... Yeah, I think I've got all the currents. I just need to do the quest current things then. One thing that kind of bothers me about this game is some abilities require a positional thing, like being behind or to the flank of some things. But how do you tell which side is the flank or the behind for things like these elementals? They have no eyes, they have no face, they're just a floating ball of energy. How do you know? My apologies for... Oh, almost missed that. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not for receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Hyrian hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none of it chanced to see the man's face, his height, build matched Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So you heard the same tales, but as it may be, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap it is unrelated, but I heard the curious tale regarding a Vanth trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement. Thancred really needs to tone it down a bit. What seemed rather curious description for one of his kind. You were implying that the Thancred sent a Vanth to the market in his stead? Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the livestream naked as your name day. It is a scene that I shall never forget. Alright, Alphino, keep it in your pants. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you, I mean. It was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, if we had dealings with the Vanth, then they should be able to tell us, no? Quite right, Kyle. Quite right, Kryle. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Vath. We must go and see the Vath right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. Alphino is a pervert. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lost Vath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we are told you may have had certain dealings. How curious, the hunters tire of godly sport and pursue mortal prey? No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good. He is friend of the Vath as well, one with whom we have traded many times. Truly? And are you quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt. The flesh fleshling clothed in skins came to us from Solemn Eye, lost and weak. He offered meats and hides in trade in exchange we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh. There he asked for garments, and we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Gone to Loth Osknath not long ago, when he heard the one's mind had summoned our god once more. Again? Ravan is returned? Bonafir did say the Nath had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay the kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters, let Nath claim him as a lest the Nath claim him as a sacrifice. Bug people. All the way down there, huh? Wouldn't be such an issue if I had flying. Yeah, I think during my next break I'm probably gonna work on getting the rest of those from the quests. But watch when I do that, I don't actually need the flight anymore because I'm done with all the parts that require me to go through these zones. My question is how did he hunt all that game for the bug people if he got shot in the knee with an arrow? I mean, I don't know about you, but that's not something you can like just tend by yourself with bandages. Why is it work? Oh, I'm not facing them, I guess. I mean, just take a look at the people in Skyrim. When they took arrows to the knee, it stopped them from being adventurers.
Who else could be? Thancred! It could be Thancred! We must hurry!
Oh, what the? A group of adventurers. Is that the Warrior of Darkness or whatever? Oh, hi. Let's see. A bard, a paladin, a warrior, and I'm assuming a white mage? Uh-oh. Nani?
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not!
I wonder if... so he's the guy from the opening cutscene, right? This is the group from the opening cutscene, I think? The original Warriors of Light? So did he become the Warrior of Darkness now? What the frig happened? Yasuga Tensho!
So you are the Warrior of Light, the savior of Eorzea. It's a wonder you didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
Jeez! Don't have to be a jerk about it. Oh! The frig, man! Thancred? Yep, daggers. I'm guessing Thancred. Did he lose his eye? Well, I see his knee is better. Wait. Is he using a sword and a dagger? Where do you learn to wield a sword? Or is that just a really big dagger? Dang, what has he been through?
Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it.
I'm interested in their story. They seem to be good guys in the past, but now not so much.
Mark well our faces, Warrior of Light. For we are the Warriors of Darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Being real Kingdom Hearts up in here.
Thancred! Are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Yep, his knee is all better.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our party? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
So, did he lose an eye, or is it just injured?
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
Can you imagine just being like a traveler or a hunter going through the forest and you see some guy completely naked fighting off bears with rocks? And winning?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more?
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed Warriors of Darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the Warrior of Light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Blessed with the power of the Echo and driven to put down primals despite his declaration that they walk a different path, I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventurers, and I would not soon forget their like, nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states prompting candidates, which is how I found Zemroth. Makes me wonder, if you came from an area that wasn't Limsa Luminza, like if you had started in the forest state. I know if you start in the forest, Gridania, you meet Papalimo and what's her face, the monk girl. I wonder what she would have said in this case. Maybe that's how they found Zemroth or something, I don't know. The memories. It seems like only yesterday you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that that band of preternaturally whatever. Preternaturally gifted adventurers has been traveling the land, slaying primals without our knowledge, would imply gross neglect on our part. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we don't know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do now, namely that Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed, and the news may render her more receptive to Sir Amric's invitation. Since you seem to have affairs well in hand here, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony is giving me a stinking headache. If you need me, I will be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance in the search for Minfilia. Wait, Minfilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Zemroth. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. I still think that was bold that Minfilia stayed behind just so Card blocked them. I haven't seen her have any fighting experience whatsoever. And it's like, you, the champion of light who's slaying gods, I'll hold them off with my words, I guess. Did you escape without me? I mean, I believe she has a small dagger that she keeps at her waist, but I've never seen her use it. And she's been kidnapped, like, how many times? She's essentially the Princess Zelda of this world. She's gifted with the powers of the goddess, the light, or whatever, and yet she ends up just being captured all the time. That's why I liked series like Wind Waker, where she was a pirate. That was fun. I had not thought to see thee again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest a knight, know that she has long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir. And it was not for her that we came. We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who had been summoned by the Nath, has been again laid low. Truly, once more your mortals have succeeded where mine own kin did fail, and you have our deepest thanks. Would that we could take the credit. The god was felt by another's hand. Another, revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is cause for celebration. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings to these as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire, Herkin, to his answer now. For 1,000 years I have mourned my beloved who gave her life to forge a peace thy king betrayed. Such was my lot, until the child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth she wrapped herself in a dream, yet the world will remember her deed. Yet the world will remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed and became as light. To follow one's heart and to have faith in one's convictions, be it for weal or be it for woe. Such is the folly of the glory of man and of dragon. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. Then you accept Sir Amric's invitation. Let it be known that I, Vidofnir, shall journey onto Ishgard on behalf of my people. We are honored to receive your answer, and we will convey your words to our allies without delay. It is happening. Visali would that you were here to see it. She got blowed up. Which was a real shame. I kind of liked her character. Uh-oh, what's going to happen?
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another.
Honorable? That's not suspicious at all. Stab?
Honourable men, to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
I was gonna say, you just let...
Honourable men, who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honourable men, whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
I feel like they should have been more prepared for that. Some random guy with a knife was able to essentially attempt an assassination on the leader of an entire nation. I mean, there were two people with him, and I could tell when he was walking to them that he was looking really sus. And so they just go like, okay, well, this guy is shambling towards us a little suspiciously. Let's just let him walk into our leader and stab him. I don't know. It's just with hearing that there was unrest in the city and that some people were on their side, some people were against them. I would be suspect of everyone at that point. Right, let us not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes, quite well. Forgive me. You have given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with Ishgardians and the Dravanians and our other friends nowhere to be found. So it seems there's no end to our troubles. We can but face them head on, one at a time. For now, we must apply ourselves to our allotted task and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Thancred, we found you as they found me. In time we will find Yada and Palanimo and Menfilia as well. These troubles will soon be but a memory, one which we will look back on together. Pray do not misunderstand. I did not mean to imply that I would be otherwise. I merely wish I had rejoined our grand adventure at one of its more triumphant moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. But I have no doubt that we will enjoy many more glorious victories soon enough, and you may rest assured that I will play my part in them to the very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. I'm lazy. I'm gonna take the teleport instead of walking a few feet faster. I think I've killed 2 bugs. I think that's all I fought in this hour or so of playtime. Oh, 3 bugs. Sorry. It's been like all cutscenes. You have returned in this at least. The fates are kind. Greetings. Oops. Sorry about that. Accidentally hit the mic. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vida Finir has accepted Sir Emmerich's invitation. She has? These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. Is he otherwise engaged? He is sleeping. Aye, sleeping of a knife to the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? The clergymen tell me that he will make a full recovery, but had Lord Eldmont and Lord Antonio not been there on hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For mercy, they subdued the fiend before he could land the telling blow. Well, I mean, he was just kind of standing there. Like, he stabbed him, the knife was still inside of him, and he was just standing there. He didn't do anything else, just standing between the two guards. It took a while for him to realize he needed to run away. He obviously was an amateur, yet he still got so close to doing it. It just proves how bad the security was. The attack was just beginning, though. Not long after, buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flames. Caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing the fires, but for every one we put out seems two more start up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. 'Tis plain that the fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there will be no answers. Will you help us find them? Then let us be about it. Always something. What the frig? The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. With it, witnesses must be found, suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise location of where the fires were set? Mayhap there is a pattern. If there is, we have yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city in both the pillars and the foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it's best to divide our forces. Master Alphanod and Mr. Susholda, I would have you take charge of the investigation. Take charge of the investigation in Foundation. As you would. Mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning Zamroth and me will get the pillars. Oh, they'll like me up there. The only question is, will the grizzled old rogue strike and oppose over there be joining us? Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and may I say what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady. I'll bet. Name's Hilda. A Scion, huh? And here I was thinking I found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious, personage. They kind of matched, personality-wise, a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of the value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. Well, we could begin by sifting through the charred rubble and questioning random passerbys. In my experience, every town has at least one individual who could be counted on to know things that he or she should not. Oh aye, the infamous Lord Emryn de Fortemps, lover of a woman and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Zamroth. He'll be at the Cozier, most like making an effort to be seen. So let's go and see him. Grizzled, I will accept, but old? Yeah, because that's the key problem here, isn't it? I guess for him it is. So I need to go where? I should just have like a ranged character on my action bar so I can switch to it during cities so I can use that speed boost. Well, if it isn't Semra, dearest of all my friends, you're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old boy? Ah, yes, the arsons. Dreadful business that, and awfully curious. Wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it all. Naturally, we doubled the guard outside the manor, along with most of the noble other houses. can't have the old pile going up in flames after all. In case you were wondering why the Hopalon is awash with refugees and lower levels of the vault has been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Emmeric's orders, from what I hear, remarkable man, not even a knife in his ribs can keep him from his duties. I mean, it was more in his gut than his ribs, but whatever. Actually, old boy, if you're thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to the Hopalon, where you can conduct your inquiries. I could offer words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens. This guy is such a freak. He usually makes matters worse, honestly. Wait a moment, I know what that is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? You do me injustice, old boy. I will have you know my heart yearns for but one rose, prickly though she may be. I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well. If it will help to provide the purity of my intentions, I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now run and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I had hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For the next step, I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees in Hopalon, Azeroth, I shall question the locations where I shall investigate the location where the fires were first set. Would you be so good to join me, Hilda? You know what? I reckon I would. Can't have you rolling about an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You'd only get robbed blind and left shivering in your small clothes. Why do they call it small clothes instead of underwear? I mean, like, seriously. Everyone knows what they're talking about, but it just seems weird. Small clothes. That just sounds weird. I don't know. I might be reading too much into it, but hey, that's what I do. Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I had heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with our clothes on our back. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd do. Come, my brothers and sisters, there is food and shelter enough for all in the Basilia. You know, I wonder if maybe the church is involved in the fires so that they can get people on their side again. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, considering that their old leader wanted to start a small war within the city streets to grow the hatred for the dragons. And so, who's to say there aren't still corrupted people in the church? Helen's blessing upon you, Father. I confess, we were not sure if we should come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Emeric and the Dravanians. Trust in your heart, brother. Pay no need to lies of lesser men and seek only to lead you astray. Yep. I'm guessing this is all planned. Do you require succor as well, sir? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone on for too long. Would that I could do something to aid you in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. I find him suspect. There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere. It was so hot I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. Suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm is getting better after all. Oh shoot! I half expected that not to work. There's usually walls around, like invisible walls that you can't jump over ledges. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? Huh. We require more than the muddled testimony of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. Well, while you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near St. Roman's Cathedral and another near the Tribunal. For mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Huh, how convenient. The structures that are attached to the church suffered minimal damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the 2 occasions when their target was the bastion of Ishgardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give one cause to wonder. Alphanod will doubtless have an opinion. Yep, I'm thinking it's the corrupted church. I'm not saying that all churches are corrupted, but it has been known that this church has had a bit of deception in the past 1,000 years. You know, just a little bit. Here on hard times. Where does it want me to go? Against the dying of the light. Find with Alphanod in the room. Right? Where is he? I'm stuck. See, now there's an invisible wall. There they are. Silence will avail you not, sir. Ah, Zambroth, I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to eyewitnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not, so we insisted. Let me go, darn it, you got the wrong man! Aye, but you reek of oil, and those are burns on your hands? Occupational hazard, I suppose. But tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim, you imbecile. Look at me! Aye, there you are. After a fashion, you should know that your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash, and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but these highborn types rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged us to put you down. That bollocks! He was the one who told me to keep going! Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work. He said I'd left it behind. Tried to, with all my heart, said my prayers every day like a good man. But he came to me. He came to me. And there you have it, Hilda. Would you be so kind to escort our friend here to the corrugation? Aye, so long as you don't mind if he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred, but how did you know that he would confess? Well, I have seen his like before, a troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. I could not be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it would be... I thought it was worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff? Must we entertain the hypotheticals? The world as it is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whatever by luck or judgment, we have last confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a person or persons of influence. I think it would be best to return now to the congregation and discuss how best to proceed. Olly now. Against the dying of light. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us what he knows on any... I'm tripping all over my tongue today. One way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Lord Artoriel, you have come to see your father. He is attending Sir Emmerich in his chambers at present. I am. He bid me to bring us this salve. Then do not let me detain you, and thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. Would that I could do more. My lord Artoriel did not seem to be of the best spirits. 'Tis little wonder, mouthed Avenant. His father was widely slandered, and his half-brother did not yet cold in the grave. Yeah. So what are these? A sort of complete set of primal accessories of fending, accessories of slaying. So what are these? This tells me nothing. I guess, whatever. It tells me nothing about what it is. Is it a set of armor? Is it just like rings and stuff? Whoa. Yep, it's rings and stuff. Anything I can place what I have? Nope. Let me see what it... Ring us... Oh, wait, what? Poker of Slaying. Level 240, oh. Pretty good, though. Casting, okay. But I already bought rings and stuff. So probably gonna have to go with something else for that.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change.
Ouch.
When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
I mean, I think burning down your city is changing it. I could be wrong. But Yeah, I think burning down your city is changing it.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We
I
had no
told
time
you
to
he was
respond.
suspect.
They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
I called it.
Ridiculous. I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
To be perfectly honest, he's not even guilty of patricide. I technically was the one who killed his dad.
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
We are in your debt.
I mean, healing magics exists in this world. Why don't
I
they
shall
just
join
heal
you
us
as well,
one?
Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms, then, friends. Time is against us.
Let's see. I'm sorry, but the church is really dumb. What the frick? Oh, I mean, if you think about it, they do all this and make it seem like let's say they win and they have to give up what's his face to execution and things like that. Let's say that happens and they do vote in a new archbishop. Are the people really going to follow them after they kidnap them at like with weapons drawn? Like the army came in and took the people hostages. Are they really sure that no one's going to question that? Listen well, we entered the ballista slightly via this gate. According to our latest reports, there is at least 6 hostages being held within. The numbers and readiness of the true brothers of the faith are unknown. I am told one claimed to have served under Dorvin the 7th. Might the same be true of the rest? Given the swiftness with which they seize control of the vaults, I think it's highly likely, yes, which means that they may well possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defenses against us. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Artoriel, you are a brave man and true, and none would dare question your honor if you chose not to risk your life in this endeavor. Are you certain you wish to join us? I am no stranger to the battlefield, Sir Emmerich. My arm will not falter, my shield will not break. Alone as my witness, I will bring these fanatics to justice. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Well said, my lord. Friends, follow me. Okay. Seem our presence is yet unnoticed. Come then. That's Emmerich the Blue. Dude, why are you here? You're freaking injured. And you're acting as our tank? I mean, dude, come on. Because, you know, I would really want to send an injured man to protect everyone. What? He just ran and started attacking? Okay, that's dumb, but whatever. God, they stormed the auditorium. Oh, okay. Whoops. I wasn't paying attention to my my gauge. Alpha, now you're doing a terrible job as a healer. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Like, seriously, are you even healing at all? Like, secure the hostage. Oh. Oops. Alright. Dude, what the heck? The fight's over here. Why are you coming after me?
You underestimate me.
Looky here, buddy. Just stop it. Just stop it. Oops. Sir Simonard, lay down your arms and release the hostages, and you will be shown mercy. I give you my word. Ha! The word of a heretic and kingslayer. Oh, kinslayer. I would sooner trust a dragon activate the night. What? Oh, I would sooner trust a dragon activate the knights. We shall show the hostages the same mercy they showed the archbishop. Up! Unlike you, Sir Emmerich, I am a man of honor. By my hand you shall receive the Fury's judgment. So it is to be a trial then. Then, Lord Ontoriel Zemroth, leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Simonard. Dude, you're freaking injured! And for some reason, they don't know how to use healing magic. And they have other people there. Yeah, did the church really think that they'd be able to just go back to where they were after doing all this? It's like, yes, the people shall trust us because, you know, we murdered their friends and family. Oh, I have to actually have to physically unlock their bonds, I guess. Wait, am I supposed to go back? Where am I supposed to go now? Bonds untied, hostages rescued. Okay, Emmerich's vitality. Ugh. Okay, where are the other hostages? Over here? Okay. Oh, crud. Didn't realize he was almost dead. Wait. Did I lose one of the hostages? Oh no! I didn't realize I was limited to that. Ah, frickin'. I was trying to heal you.
This knight does not yield!
Or is there another hostage I'm unaware of? Okay. I can only heal like 1% of his health with my heals. Okay. Really be praised. We took Melee. The frig is Melee. Let's hurry, the priest took Melee upstairs. Have no fear, child, we shall save your friend. It's Melee.
Where is he? Where is he?
Dude! That's not cool.
Come no closer!
You're a so-called man of faith, yet you're threatening to murder a child.
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
No, don't release her. Don't release her.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
Whose? Jeez! Yeah! Anyone else getting Hunchback of Notre Dame vibes here? Oh, let me guess, the dragon's gonna save her. Right? Yep. Called it.
What? But I...
Vidafne!
Dude, that priest is freaking psycho.
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Dude, that priest is a freaking psychopath.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
He reminds me of the Hunchback of Notre Dame a bit. Now push the priest off. Did you see his face when he did that, though? It was like... he was very deranged. I told you I was sus about him from the beginning.
never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Bracefelder?
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot.
Yeah, no
Though
kidding.
their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Javanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of Horsefon in you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Lord Edmund.
So, what happened with the priest? This has been a day of surprises, has it not? 'Tis but a pity Vidofnir could not stay longer. Yes, I think it's fair to say that she trimmed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Timed. Well, time scarcely does it justice, but one moment later it would have been a moment too late. One thing I like to pay attention to little details. Like, one thing is the old man. I noticed that he doesn't walk with the cane. He only stands with the cane. So it must mean he must have trouble standing, but not necessarily walking. I know that, like, my mom had issues with that before, where her back would hurt if she stands for too long, but she's fine with walking. I wonder if it was something like that. And it makes me think, Who thought of these little details? Who thought, you know what? Let's give him a cane, but he only uses it when standing. Who was the person who decided that and thought this all through? Okay. Well, he does have 3 sons. And the other thing is, when that little girl was falling, Ysoda's tail stood straight up like it would a normal cat. I find that interesting. Yeah. Let us pray that the Ishgardians who yet harbor doubts and take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmerich's words. Yeah, I know. But a lot of times when you see someone with a cane, it's because they're walking with it. I mean, they would use it when standing too, but they used it when walking. He's using it only for standing. That means he has no issue keeping balance and stuff walking, just standing still. Let's pray that Ishgardians who have harbored doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmerich's words. Well, 'tis only meet that I inform Tataru of what has occurred here. If you have need of me, I shall be at Fort Temps Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Suns without saying goodbye. What happened to the Psycho Priest? A moment, Semroth. I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well? You know. He held his own in the vault. He's got on well enough with Hilda. I'm not sure how to put this in words, but... he sends it to a subtle change, imperceivable to most. I myself did not notice it at first, but upon closer examination I saw his etheric flow had been incredibly disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect his ability to manipulate the Aether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magics. Ugh, uh-oh. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey, and when he learned of nearby beast tribes was making preparations to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. So it seems like everyone who was involved in Ul'dah fiasco, things like that, had something taken from them. Like Thancred lost his ability to use magic, Ysolda lost her eyes. What else? What is everyone going to be missing when we see them again? But this is still a little more speculation. Until I have proof, pray speak no word of it. Right then. I should be on my way. Cryo may have charmed Master Matoya for now, but who can say for how long it'll last? Okay, so far we've defeated 3 of Organization 13. That's what I'm just calling the Ossians, because there's 13 of them if you include the White Robe one, and it's basically the Organization 13. If they end up coming back anyway after being defeated, like supposedly permanently killed, then I'm calling that this was really stolen from Kingdom Hearts. Just saying. Although, can you really say it was stolen when it's made by the same company? It's not really stolen then, it's just reused, I guess.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Yes, but what happened to the Psycho Priest?
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue.
You realize I don't use shields, right?
But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
That's so dumb. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, oh, this guy planned a rebellion. Oh, but he stepped down from his position. That means he didn't do it. What? That's like if I went into, like, I don't know, a store and lit a bomb and blew up a bunch of people, and then I stepped down from head of my household and said, oh, but I didn't do it. Yeah, something, I guess.
Surely there must be another way to convince Houses Durandare and Zemail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge.
Maybe he's just tired.
Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Because your little brother is a worse choice.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You were a brother to Horschiffon. Will you be a brother to me as well? Come, Manelaine. There's much to be done. For Father, and for Sir Emeric, and for Ishgard.
What's the idiot up to now?
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen.
Yeah, this chapter
Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand.
Yeah, this chapter is a lot smaller than the end chapters of
Be it for weal,
A Realm Reborn.
Or be it for woe.
Oh, so you actually do get the shield. Oh, it's usable at level 1? Dude, that's OP! What the frig? Mastery is casting, healing, aiming. Healing, I guess. Is this thy proof? The road of the world was crud. A truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning and the path we have been set upon. Yeah, why is he why are they... come on, man! Our fates were ordained long ago. Archon, the Guardians are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Wait, what? Is that Minfilia? Or... oh no! Oh, it's Palimo and... Are we gonna see her eyes? Everyone has their orders. The masks will attack soon, and all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. Oh, look where they decide to focus. By Regger, it had better be. We cannot stay here forever, Yada. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them. Every one. You know, there's a my eyes are up here joke here somewhere, but... I don't know, it never shows her eyes, so maybe not. Let's see. Wait, where exit? Oh. Tatsuru is one of your sure good tidings with you and Alpha. Alphanod, Zemroth, I've been looking for you. We've received news regarding Belaminium, Ori Boulder, and Countanet. Really? Has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. It's quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned of the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminza. They should be arriving any moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. And you don't mind being spied on. Oh. Check it out. Quit. But what wonderful news. To think that our reputation is... our reunion is close at hand. A pleasure to see you too, Alphanod. Ah, Thancred and Kryl. What brings the two of you here? Kryl and I have been looking onto how we might track down Minfilia. And we may have just found the answer. Zemroth, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Minfilia, you said that Hyland spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that's true, I see no reason to suspect that it's not. It seems reasonable to conclude that Hyland commanded her to remain behind. Why? That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some Residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the aether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripple, of course, it would require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found. The battleground where Zemroth fell the ultimate weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. It was there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield him from the magic I invoked it. Kryl and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether therein. The two of you, alone, I have proven a knack for subterfuge, and I am confident that there will be sufficient nooks and crannies for which to hide Kryl with the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Zemroth come along, who will see to Philomen's grand homecoming? Well, if you put it like that, very well. I trust in your plan. And I know not whether this data yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will, as the very least, eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tatra and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose on you to meet them in the Lemisian docks? And I'll see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Ugh. This one? Or which one? The yellow one or the blue one? Oh, that one? Okay. Actually, though, I'm going to take a break. I need to cook dinner. I'll be back in a little bit, and I can do it then. So, I'll see you when I get back. Thank you.